She hurt you, and you said nothing. No arguments, no begging, no chasing, just silence. And while it may have felt like you lost something in that quiet moment, the truth is, you created something powerful. Because silence, when it comes from strength and self-respect, speaks louder than any emotional reaction ever could. You didn't stay silent because you were weak. You stayed silent because deep down, you understood something most people don't. Not every battle deserves your energy, and not every person deserves access to your emotions. Silence after being hurt is often misunderstood, especially in a world where people expect immediate reactions, emotional outbursts, or desperate attempts to fix what's broken. But choosing silence is not a sign of weakness. It is a reflection of inner control and emotional maturity. It shows that you are aware of your worth and that you refuse to lower yourself to a level where your dignity is compromised. Because when someone hurts you and expects a reaction, they are often looking for validation of their importance in your life. And when you deny them that reaction, you shift the entire dynamic. You take back control without saying a single word. And this kind of control is rare. It comes from a place of self-awareness and strength that most people spend years trying to develop. This silence becomes even more powerful when it is supported by a stable lifestyle and a clear mindset, because silence alone without growth can turn into hidden pain. But when you combine it with self-care and discipline, it transforms into a tool for personal elevation, especially for older adults who understand that life is not about proving points anymore, but about protecting peace and preserving energy. Your silence then becomes a boundary, a statement that you no longer entertain negativity or emotional chaos. And instead of reacting to what hurt you, you begin to respond to what heals you, starting with the way you treat your body and mind every single day. When you nourish your body with simple and healthy food choices, you are not just improving your physical health, you are reinforcing your self-respect. Choosing fresh meals, staying hydrated, and avoiding excess processed food is a quiet way of telling yourself that you matter and that your well-being is a priority, because emotional strength is deeply connected to physical balance. And when your body feels stable, your thoughts become clearer, your emotions become more manageable, and your silence becomes grounded rather than heavy. It stops feeling like something you are forced into and starts feeling like something you own. Adding light movement to your daily routine strengthens this even further, because when you move your body, even gently, you release tension that words cannot express. A short walk, a few stretches, or calm breathing exercises can create a sense of relief that allows your silence to feel peaceful instead of suffocating. Movement reminds you that life continues, that you are not stuck in that painful moment, and that you have the ability to move forward at your own pace. And this forward movement, no matter how small, adds meaning to your silence, turning it into progress rather than avoidance. Your daily habits also play a crucial role in shaping the power behind your silence, because what you do in your quiet moments defines whether that silence builds you or breaks you. Waking up with a sense of intention, even if it's just a small plan for the day, helps you regain control over your life. And replacing overthinking with productive or calming activities allows your mind to shift away from the past, because the more you feed your mind with growth-oriented actions, the less space there is for pain to dominate your thoughts. And slowly, your silence starts to feel lighter, more purposeful, more aligned with who you are becoming. Sleep becomes another silent healer in this journey, because a well-rested mind is less reactive, more balanced, and better equipped to process emotions without being overwhelmed. Creating a calm nighttime routine where you disconnect from stress and allow your mind to settle can turn your nights into a source of recovery rather than a battlefield of thoughts. And with each restful night, your emotional resilience grows, making your silence feel less like suppression and more like stability. At the core of all this is your mindset, because the true strength of silence lies in how you interpret it. If you see it as losing your voice, it will feel painful. But if you see it as choosing your peace, it becomes empowering. Understanding that not every situation deserves your response helps you conserve your energy for things that truly matter. And realizing that your value is not determined by someone else's behavior frees you from the need to explain yourself or seek closure where it may never come. Your silence then becomes a reflection of your clarity, not confusion, and your strength, not fear. Your silence doesn't truly become powerful just because you chose not to react. It becomes powerful when it is backed by growth, because without growth, silence can slowly turn into emotional weight that you carry every day without realizing it. And that kind of silence is not strength. It is quiet suffering, the kind that drains your energy and keeps you stuck in the same thoughts. But when you decide to grow alongside your silence, everything begins to shift. Your quietness starts to feel intentional, not forced. And instead of holding pain inside, you begin transforming it into something that strengthens you from within. Growth begins with awareness. The moment you accept that what happened hurt you but does not define you, you create space for change, and that space is where healing starts, especially as you grow older and understand that life will always bring unexpected challenges. But your response to those challenges is what shapes your future, and instead of chasing explanations or closure from someone else, you begin to invest that energy into yourself, into understanding your own patterns, your emotional triggers, and your personal needs, because the more you understand yourself, the less power others have over your peace. One of the most effective ways to support this inner growth is by taking care of your physical health, because your body and mind are deeply connected. When your body feels neglected, your thoughts often become heavier and more negative. But when you start fueling yourself with balanced, nourishing foods like vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and enough water, you are not just improving your health. You are sending a message to yourself that you are worth taking care of, and that message slowly rebuilds your confidence, making your silence feel less like something you are hiding behind and more like something you are standing on. Light exercise plays an equally important role in this transformation, not as a way to punish your body, but as a way to reconnect with it. Simple activities like walking, stretching, or gentle yoga can release built-up tension that often comes from unexpressed emotions. And as your body starts to feel more active and alive, your mind follows, becoming clearer and more focused, which allows you to process your experiences in a healthier way. Instead of replaying painful memories, you start creating new ones, even if they are small, like enjoying a peaceful walk or feeling the calm after a few minutes of stretching. Your daily lifestyle habits are where this growth truly takes shape, because it is the small, consistent actions that build a strong foundation over time. Waking up with a sense of purpose, even if it is something simple like organizing your space or stepping outside for fresh air, helps you regain a sense of control. And control is something that often feels lost after emotional pain. But when you rebuild it through routine, you remind yourself that your life is still in your hands, and that you are capable of shaping your days in a way that supports your well-being rather than draining it. Reducing negative inputs is another essential part of this process, because constantly exposing yourself to reminders of what hurt you, whether through social media, conversations, or overthinking, keeps reopening the same emotional wound. But when you consciously limit these triggers and replace them with positive or calming influences, you create an environment where healing can actually take place. This might mean spending more time in quiet reflection, engaging in activities that bring you peace, or surrounding yourself with people who respect your boundaries and uplift your energy. Sleep becomes a powerful tool in supporting your growth as well, because a tired mind is more vulnerable to negativity and emotional overwhelm, while a well-rested mind is better equipped to handle challenges with clarity and patience. Creating a calming nighttime routine where you step away from stress and allow yourself to relax can make a significant difference in how you feel the next day. And over time, this consistent rest strengthens your ability to remain calm and composed, reinforcing the quiet strength behind your silence. At the heart of all this growth is your mindset, because the way you think determines how you feel and how you act. When you shift your perspective from loss to learning, you begin to see your experience not as something that broke you, but as something that taught you, and that shift changes everything. Your silence is no longer about what you didn't say. It becomes about what you chose to understand, what you chose to protect, and what you chose to build moving forward. And in that space of understanding, you find a deeper kind of confidence, one that does not need validation, one that does not chase attention, and one that allows you to stand quietly, yet powerfully, in your own growth. Your daily habits are the quiet force that determines whether your silence becomes a source of strength or a place where pain slowly settles, because what you do consistently in your private moments shapes how you feel in your public life. And after being hurt, it is easy to fall into patterns of overthinking, isolation, or emotional withdrawal. But the truth is, healing is not something that happens automatically with time. It happens through intentional actions that you repeat every day, even when you don't feel like it. And these small actions begin to rebuild your sense of control, which is often the first thing that feels lost when someone hurts you. When you wake up each morning, your first few actions set the tone for the rest of your day. And instead of immediately reaching for your phone or diving into thoughts about the past, choosing to start your day with simple, grounding habits can make a powerful difference. Something as basic as making your bed, opening a window to let in fresh air, or taking a few deep breaths can signal to your mind that this is a new day, separate from yesterday's pain, and that you are in charge of how you move forward. These small routines may seem insignificant, but over time, they create a sense of stability that helps you feel more centered and less reactive. What you choose to focus on throughout the day also plays a crucial role in shaping your emotional state, because your mind naturally returns to what hurt you if you leave it unoccupied. But when you intentionally fill your time with meaningful or calming activities, you reduce the space available for negative thoughts to grow. This could be reading something that inspires you, learning a new skill, organizing your surroundings, or simply spending time in quiet reflection. And each of these actions reinforces the idea that your life is still moving forward, that you are still capable of growth, and that your silence is not holding you back, but giving you the space to rebuild. Your physical environment matters more than you might realize, because clutter and disorganization can add to feelings of stress and overwhelm, while a clean and peaceful space can support clarity and calmness. Taking a little time each day to tidy up your surroundings is not just about cleanliness. It is about creating an environment that reflects the kind of life you want to live, one that feels controlled, balanced, and free from unnecessary chaos. And as your environment becomes more peaceful, your thoughts often follow the same pattern, becoming less scattered and more focused. Nutrition continues to play a supporting role in these habits, because the way you fuel your body affects your energy levels and your emotional resilience. Eating balanced meals at regular times helps stabilize your mood and prevents the dips in energy that can lead to irritability or overthinking. And when you make the effort to choose healthier options, even in small ways, you reinforce your commitment to taking care of yourself, which strengthens your self-worth and makes your silence feel more like a choice rooted in self-respect rather than a reaction to pain. Incorporating light physical activity into your daily routine adds another layer of stability, because movement not only benefits your body but also clears your mind. A simple walk, gentle stretching, or even a few minutes of mindful breathing can break the cycle of repetitive thoughts and bring your focus back to the present moment. And this present moment awareness is key to maintaining emotional balance, because it prevents you from getting lost in what has already happened and helps you stay connected to what you can control right now. Limiting habits that drain your energy is just as important as building ones that support you, because constantly revisiting the past through social media, old messages, or repeated mental replay keeps you emotionally tied to the situation, and breaking this cycle requires conscious effort. Choosing to step away from these triggers and redirect your attention may feel difficult at first, but with consistency, it becomes easier. And over time, you begin to feel lighter, less burdened by thoughts that once seemed impossible to escape. Your evenings are just as important as your mornings, because how you end your day influences how well you rest and how prepared you feel for the next day. Creating a calm and simple nighttime routine can help you release any tension you have carried throughout the day, whether it is through quiet reflection, gentle stretching, or simply sitting in silence without distractions. And this intentional winding down allows your mind to settle, making it easier to fall into a deep and restful sleep, which is essential for emotional recovery and mental clarity. Through all of these habits, what you are really doing is rebuilding your relationship with yourself. You are showing yourself that even after being hurt, you are still capable of creating a life that feels stable, peaceful, and meaningful. And as these habits become part of your daily routine, your silence begins to feel less like something you are carrying, and more like something that is carrying you forward, supporting your growth, protecting your peace, and helping you move through life with a quiet confidence that does not need to be announced or explained. Sleep and recovery are often overlooked, yet they are some of the most powerful forces behind emotional strength, especially after you have been hurt and chosen silence, because when your mind is constantly processing pain without proper rest, it becomes overwhelmed, reactive, and exhausted. And in that state, your silence can start to feel heavy rather than empowering. But when you prioritize rest, you give your mind the chance to reset, to organize your thoughts, and to heal in ways that are not always visible, but deeply impactful over time. As you grow older, the importance of quality sleep becomes even more significant, because your body and mind require more care to maintain balance, and without proper rest, even small emotional triggers can feel intense, making it harder to maintain the calm and composed silence that reflects strength. This is why creating a consistent sleep routine is not just about physical health, it is about emotional stability. Going to bed at the same time each night, reducing exposure to bright screens before sleep, and allowing your mind to gradually slow down can make a noticeable difference in how you feel the next day. Your nighttime routine should become a safe space, a period where you gently disconnect from the outside world and reconnect with yourself. Instead of ending your day by revisiting what hurt you or scrolling through content that triggers memories, you can shift toward calming activities like light stretching, deep breathing, or simply sitting in silence and allowing your thoughts to pass without holding on to them. This practice trains your mind to let go, to release the need to analyze everything, and to accept that not every question needs an immediate answer. The way you prepare your environment for sleep also matters more than you might think, because a peaceful setting can signal to your brain that it is time to relax. Keeping your room clean, slightly cool, and free from unnecessary distractions can improve the quality of your rest. Even small adjustments like dimming the lights or reducing noise can create a calming atmosphere that supports deeper sleep. And as your sleep improves, so does your ability to handle emotions with clarity and patience. Nutrition plays a quiet but important role in your sleep quality as well, because what you consume, especially in the evening, can either support or disrupt your rest. Heavy or highly processed meals late at night can make it harder for your body to relax, while lighter, balanced options can help you feel more comfortable and ready to sleep. Staying hydrated throughout the day but reducing excess liquids right before bed can also prevent interruptions during the night, and these small choices, when practiced consistently, contribute to a more stable and restorative sleep pattern. Light physical activity during the day further enhances your ability to rest well at night, because when your body has been gently engaged, it naturally seeks recovery, making it easier to fall asleep and stay asleep. This does not require intense exercise. Simple movements like walking, stretching, or even mindful breathing can create enough physical engagement to support better sleep. And over time, this balance between movement and rest strengthens both your physical and emotional resilience. Mental relaxation is just as important as physical preparation when it comes to sleep, because an overactive mind can keep you awake even when your body is tired. Practicing techniques that calm your thoughts, such as focusing on your breathing, repeating a calming phrase, or visualizing a peaceful scene, can help shift your mind away from stress and into a more relaxed state. And as you practice this regularly, your mind learns to associate bedtime with calmness, rather than overthinking, reducing the mental noise that often follows emotional pain. As your sleep improves, you will begin to notice subtle but powerful changes in how you handle your silence and your emotions. You may find that you are less reactive, more patient, and better able to process your feelings without becoming overwhelmed. Situations that once triggered intense thoughts may start to feel more manageable, and your silence will feel more grounded, less like something you are forcing, and more like something that naturally reflects your inner balance. This improved state of rest also supports your mindset, because a well-rested mind is more open to positive thinking, more capable of seeing perspective, and less likely to dwell on negativity. It allows you to approach your experiences with a sense of understanding rather than frustration. And this shift in perspective strengthens the meaning behind your silence, turning it into a symbol of control and clarity rather than confusion or avoidance. In the end, prioritizing sleep and recovery is not just about feeling rested. It is about giving yourself the foundation needed to grow, heal, and maintain your peace. It is about recognizing that your mind and body need time to recover from what you have experienced, and that by honoring this need, you are supporting your ability to move forward with strength, stability, and a quiet confidence that continues to build with every restful night.